You got a quick promo, Hal.
Welcome back to the Hellsparks Radio program. Mega Watch, Guys, Press Talk, WCPT. Woo! Yeah!
Okay, I have to, after that last run, I have to take a slight detour for a moment just to kind of reset myself. Do you remember Natalia Veselnitskaya?
Oh, yeah.
The Trump, the lawyer that met with Don Jr. and Jared in Trump Tower, two floors below Trump, I think, and one floor above where the Russians used to run a human trafficking and gambling network out of his building.
Yeah, man.
But he couldn't possibly have known. The floors are too well insulated. He didn't hear the screams. So she just got busted. Now this is pretty fascinating. She did this thing. Okay, so the story was, if you'll remember, that she was just worried about the Russian adoptions. That all these...
Oh, yeah, all about adoptions.
If he sanctions these things, how will we be able to adopt? The thing is like, okay. And which is crap. And the whole conversation, basically what I do is, Johnny and I want to have a secret meeting, okay? And Devin in Chicago cannot be a part of the meeting because of campaign finance rules and other stuff. So Johnny and I come in and I bring in one of those pamphlets for skydiving, right? And I walk in and I throw it on the table, and then he and I talk about a bank robbery, but with this skydiving pamphlet on the table. And then Devin, who magically shows up with money from a bank robbery months later, was never part of this meeting. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what he got paid for being the mastermind behind this bank robbery that the two of us pull off. Because we just sat there and talked about skydiving. I don't know. Look.
Why would we have the pamphlets otherwise?
He's still got the pamphlet. The pamphlet has my fingerprints and his fingerprints. I came in, we sat in this board, and we talked about skydiving. How do you know? Well, because I brought a skydiving pamphlet. That's what I gave him. And he took away the skydiving pamphlet. What else proof do you need? Now, at no time was Johnny holding up, open his cell phone on speaker with Devin in another room, listening in on the conversation and even interjecting. That never happened. How do you know? Well, because what phone? Right? That's what happened, effectively. Trump arguably was present at that meeting. He just showed up. Jared came down and allegedly and put his cell phone on the table so Trump could be in the meeting without being in the meeting. And he just listened to it on speaker while she talked about what would happen, what support they would get from the Russian government and all this kind of, and then after it was like, no. She doesn't work for the Russian government. She works for an NGO that's just worried about Russian adoptions, man. Natalia Veselnitskaya is just worried about the Russian babies. And Trump should too, because a lot of them are being born in Trump Tower, Miami, apparently. I don't know if you know that, Johnny, but there was a Trump Tower, Miami is a hot spot for Russian anchor babies. It's like Russian women giving birth to, they go and stay in Trump Tower, Miami, and then they magically have an American citizen. And it's just yep, they have a top. And while, by the way, he's complaining about anchor babies as a concept, when it's people of Hispanic nationality or Middle Eastern origin or whatever, like that, that's when it's a problem. But when the Russians are pumping them out, and that's just good business. So she just got busted. And new court papers accused the notorious Trump Tower lawyer of clandestine effort to tamper with official government papers. Now that sounds like, well, maybe she's just trying to negotiate with the U.S. government again, right? She doesn't work for the Russian government. This is all about okay, hang on. Trump Tower lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya has been accused of an elaborate new plot to pervert the course of justice, which sounds very Trump. Perverting the course of justice sounds like something that happens in Trump Tower.
That's just his move.
Veselnitskaya, the pro-Trump, pro-Kremlin lawyer, pardon the Freudian slip, who attended the notorious 2016 Trump Tower meeting with Donald Trump Jr. and Jared Kushner, and Trump on speakerphone, allegedly. Allegedly doctored official documents according to leaked files. Okay, so that still sounds like, well, she's probably that's just like Michael Avenatti kind of fraud, right? She's a lawyer, she's messing around with stuff. What difference does it make, right? The lawyer, who was tasked with pushing one of President Vladimir Putin's most cherished propaganda campaigns in the U.S., has already been indicted on obstruction of justice charges by the prosecutors for the Southern District of New York. New documents allege that Veselnitskaya or her team may have employed a similar strategy. By the way, her team involves her stepdaughter. Similar strategy to tamper with supposedly independent evidence submitted to a court in a related case in Switzerland, where Veselnitskaya's clients, Denis Gatsev and his company Prevezon, were at the center of a massive tax fraud and money laundering investigation. Man, it's like she's got a specialty. She like hangs around with people with tax evasion and money laundering. That's funny. Why would she hang out at Trump Tower? That's odd. Here's the thing. The lawyer of a major, Natalia Veselnitskaya, the lawyer of a major suspect in the Swiss case, which, by the way, is a Russian oligarch, has been editing the testimony directly obstructing justice in the Swiss criminal case, claims a document laying out new evidence. Now, this is the interesting part about this. Okay, she's helping her client. She's messing around. She's doing illegal stuff in Switzerland. What difference does it make? That's just criminal stuff. She's run-of-the-mill criminal lawyer trying to help people avoid taxes, whatever. Court filing by Hermitage Capital, who the Russian government blames for the fraud, includes emails obtained by the Dossier Center, an anti-corruption organization based in London, which appear to show that formal evidence from the Russian state in the case against Veselnitskaya's client was not independently produced as Moscow had claimed. So the Russians were supposed to provide certain evidence about what the business dealings of this company, this Russian, half-owned company by this Russian oligarch. She was supposed to bring in this stuff from Russia, and she monkeyed around. And this is one of the most beautiful things. Can I just say, we love metadata here at the Housewife Radio program.
Yeah, we do.
Worldwide. It's saved me a couple of times in my life from some scurrilous people out in the world. It's a great story that if we're ever in a bar, I'll tell you. But I won't discuss it on the air because it'll draw horrifying attention to an awful person that, would be make their life a living hell. And even though I don't like this person, I also think I don't wish that kind of ill on anyone. So the metadata on one crucial Word document handed over by the Prosecutor General's office in Moscow shows that one of the editors of the report was on the account in the name of Veselnitskaya NV. Metadata on a second Word document, also obtained by the Dossier Center, showed that the file was authored by someone named called Natalia, and then edited by an account called Mitsova N.A. Natalia Alexandrovna Mitsova is the name of Veselnitskaya's stepdaughter and a former colleague from when they both worked at the law firm Camerton Consulting. And they show the document because in the version history, and by the way, this is why we got to take a break. This is why there is no Hunter Biden laptop. That's why. There is none. It's not even beyond the fact that it's maybe half real and half not. There isn't one. It's all fake. Because there is no metadata to be shown. Everything that Rudy has claimed about the existence of the Hunter Biden laptop, much less what's on it, garbage. It's all copies of a hard drive he bought in Ukraine. And the reason he can't show anything but photocopies of stuff that are allegedly from it or pictures, the copies of pictures, is because if they showed the metadata, you would see that it was all concocted and fake and BS. Prove me wrong, you can't, because if you did, you'd have to show the metadata, and it won't happen. And this is why we love metadata at HSRPM. We have to take a break. We'll be back right after this. It's the Housemark Video program, mega worldwide, now with 100% more Johnny Million. Follow him at Johnny Million1, the number one, because he is number one, on Twitter. We'll be back right after this.